I have 12 grandkids, and they're kind of all over the place right now. So I have three of them are with my daughter and my son-in-law, and they're in Guatemala, and they're kind of off on an adventure for about 4 or 5 months. And so my daughter was really interested in making sure the kids were staying up to date with really all schoolwork. And so I purchased Page a Day Math for them. They're aged like 5 to 9. And so I just recently got back from Guatemala and introduced them to that. And it's been just a fantastic experience. It's been really fun. So the kids are able to do it by themselves every morning. And it's part of their little morning routine. They've learned how to make the different numbers. And as it is right now, they just get up and do it by themselves. So it's made it really easy for my daughter, and they really enjoy it. There's little jokes and funny cartoon characters inside the books, and so it makes it fun for them. So that's one example. And then I have another granddaughter, Olive, who was struggling just a little bit with school. She's young. She's like 5. And so in order to just make sure she had a good start when she actually started school, I bought it. And same situation, same scenario. She gets up and does it. She likes doing it. She asks, hey, is it time for me to do my math? And so she'll sit down at the table by herself, and she just goes through it. Maybe takes 10 or 15 minutes. I'm just guessing maybe 20 problems or so each day that she works on. And what I've noticed is that they do it quicker. That's the one thing I've noticed. When they first started out, it was really hard to do basic math problems, and now they just zoom right through them. And so in a really relatively short period of time, both different sets of grandkids have really improved. And well, the good thing is too, they really like it. And so that's what's been fun.
So how long did it take for them to be able to do it independently?
Actually, it was quick. I would say 2 or 3 days. Sitting down, just making sure they kind of knew the format. And after that, they've just been on their own. And if they'll review it with my daughter or daughter-in-law, and they'll kind of sit down when they're done and kind of look at it or answer any questions they might have or review some things. But for the most part, it's things that they're doing on their own. And what I really love about it is they feel good about it. So just from a self-confidence, or I don't know, they just are kind of liking math, which is something totally foreign to me personally. I didn't do well in math in school, and it's like, oh, this would be great if my grandkids had a different experience than maybe I did.
Do you feel like they think that they know that they're just getting better on their own?
Absolutely.
Can they tell?
Yeah, no, they can, because they look back at the previous day's math, I'll say lessons or assignments, and now they just think, oh, that's so easy. So now as they're advancing through the books, it's still challenging, or they still have to think about it. But the ones that they did, I'll say a month ago or however many weeks ago, they look at it and it's just, oh, it's like, that's so easy, Grandpa. It's like, if I'll say, how do you do that? And they just, they can just say it without really thinking about it. They're really quick learners, but they just didn't have a formula or a format in order to make that all happen. So that's what I really like about this.
Well, that's really exciting to hear about. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, is just giving a child like enough practice time, which they don't usually get with any curricula. Just so that they get that automaticity and they just actually really know it, rather than having to use like a strategy to figure it out like over and over.
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, when I first started, I could see fingers coming out and like counting fingers and writing things down. And now it's not that. It's just looking at 3 + 2. Okay, we got 5. And it just comes automatic now.
And what about the handwriting? Like, did they resist at all in the beginning to tracing? Because they're tracing prompts for every problem. So just in case somebody listening isn't familiar with the system, there are 10 books in a box. Then each book has 14 days of practice. So overall, a child will get, depending on the level, between like 3,500 to 6,500 practice problems spread out over 6 to 8 months. And then every problem, though, in all of the kits whether they're for pre-K or for division for an older child, you're tracing the entire problem. So if it was 4 times 3, you would trace the 4, trace the 3, and then put the answer in a box. So sometimes kids resist a little bit to that in the beginning because they haven't had to do that before. It takes them a little bit longer. Some kids want to just like rush and get it done.
Yeah.
But then, so that's a piece I wanted to ask you about, like how does that work?
I can tell you about that because the kids already knew how to write numbers. They had some basic ideas on how to do it, but every one of them wrote 3s or 4s. 4s look like 9s, things like that. It was just done such in a quick, haphazard manner that it just didn't look right, or didn't look maybe the way it should look, you know, kind of in my estimation. So the tracing part, although is a little bit mundane, just to starting out, you know, it's like, am I supposed to trace that? And it's like, yeah, just to make sure it's always the same. And so, but after a few pages or whatever, then it's easy. And now when they write numbers just on their own, it's done, I don't want to say correctly, but they're very legible. And so it makes it, I mean, they're definite improvement as far as just their writing skills. So that was a great idea, whoever came up with that one.
That's great. That's awesome. So yeah, so it's just that repeated practice and the muscle memory. So at first you're tracing over something that helps you write it properly, but then once you've done that enough, you just don't need that. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah, and I've seen that. Yeah.
So that's great. Well, I'm really happy to hear. I'm happy to hear that it's working out. And
yeah, it's really great. I highly recommend it. Great product, affordable, and then, but more importantly, it's something that a parent or a grandparent, in my case, could do that I think would really have I'll say, a long-lasting impact on, in my case, the people that I really love or care about, as opposed to, I'll say, going to trampoline park. No, let's just do this. You know, take some of those funds that you might have invested in some other little fun game or activity and do something that might have more of a long-lasting impact on really the way they feel about school or themselves, or particularly math. So it's been good.
Well, that's great. That's great. I'm so happy that it's helping out. So it's great to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your
You're very
time.
welcome.
Thanks for purchasing it and recommending it. I really appreciate it. So
absolutely, you're very welcome.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day. And for anybody listening, if you have any questions about Page a Day Math, you can go to our website, pageadaymath.com, or you can email me. My name is Janice Marks. So you can email me at Janice, Janice, at pageadaymath.com. So thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.